this is Brendan from Watto Training, and in this tutorial I'm going to be taking you through the TLI41318 Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics Road Transport Heavy Vehicle Driving Instruction regarding the Higher Level Skills Program funded by the Queensland Government. So this is only applicable to Queensland applicants. In this presentation we will look at basic information about the qualification as well as information about the Higher Level Skills Program funded by the Queensland Government. Watto Training RTO 40791 is a QPS approved provider for TLI 41318 via the Higher Skills Program funded by the Queensland Government. The Higher Level Skills Program provides a government subsidy to support eligible individuals to access subsidised training in selected Cert 4 or above qualifications and priority skill sets. The aim of the Higher Level Skills Program is to assist individuals to gain the higher level skills required to secure employment or career advancement in priority industries or to transition to university to continue their studies. Employers may also be able to access training to address workforce development needs. For the Higher Level Skills Program, the eligibility requirements are as follows. The student must be aged 15 years or over and no longer at school, permanently reside in Queensland, be an Australian citizen, Australian permanent resident, this includes humanitarian entrant, temporary resident with the necessary visa and work permits on the pathway to permanent residency, or a New Zealand citizen. The student must not hold or not be enrolled in a Certificate 4 or higher level qualification, not including qualifications completed at school and foundation skills training. Question: is the Higher Level Skills Program for apprenticeship and traineeship training? No. Is there a cost for the training? Given the increased benefits that you can gain from a Higher Level Skills Program qualification, you're required to contribute to the cost of your training through a student co-contribution fee payable to the training provider. The fee may be paid on your behalf by an employer or a third party, but cannot be paid by the training provider. Question: do holders of a concession card receive the same subsidy under the High Level Skills Program? The amount provided by the High Level Skills Program will vary depending on the course chosen and your needs, so you need to go directly to the RTO. So in our case you would contact me to discuss that issue. Do I have to pay back any money if I do not finish the High Level Skills Program course? No, you will not be required to pay back any of the government subsidy paid to the training provider, but it is very important that you clarify with each training provider the terms and conditions of their refund policy should you decide to discontinue training. The Watto Training refund policy is on our website www.wattotraining.com.au if you're an applicant and you wish to look at that further. If I continue my qualification with another training provider under the Higher Level Skills Program, will I get recognition for the training I have already completed? Yes, your first training provider must supply you with a Statement of Attainment, which will show any units of competency you have completed for the course or qualification. You must present the Statement of Attainment to your new training provider so that your previous completed units of competency can be recognised. A Statement of Attainment is an official record of an individual's successful completion of specific skills and can contribute to a full qualification as more units are completed. A Statement of Attainment is recognised across all registered training organisations, also known as RTOs. If I move to another training provider under the Higher Level Skills Program, will I continue to pay the same fees for the qualification? Training providers can charge different amounts for the student contribution fee or no fee. However, all the training providers must clearly advertise their fees up front to enable you to compare fees before choosing to continue your training with another training provider. In the case of Watto Training, again, these fees are clearly outlined on our website for interested applicants' perusal. What happens if I don't finish a Higher Level Skills Program? Under the Higher Level Skills Program, you are entitled to access government subsidised training for one completed Certificate 4 qualification. If you don't complete the qualification, you are still eligible to access funding for another Certificate 4 qualification. However, you may be limited in how many times you can move from one unfinished qualification to another as government funding is limited. For this reason, it's important for you to take the time to consider your training options and all fee costs before enrolling with a training provider and commencing training. For more information on the High Level Skills program funded by the Queensland Government, go to the website that's outlined on the screen in front of you now. What is the eligibility criteria for applicants in relation to transport main roads? In Queensland, you must have held the relevant class of licence for at least 12 months. Applicants must produce photo identification. Applicants must undergo a police history check, a driving history check and a medical if required. These checks are completed by Queensland Transport and the Main Roads Department. Queensland Transport and Main Roads may refuse to grant accreditation to a person who has been convicted of an offence under the Criminal Code or is currently charged with an offence under the Criminal Code and the charge has not been fully disposed of. The requirements for driver training accreditation fall within the Transport Operations, Road Use Management Accreditation and Other Provisions Regulation 2015. Currently, to apply to become an accredited driver trainer, an applicant must hold or have held for at least 1 year an O-type licence, open driver licence, authorising the applicant to drive the class of motor vehicle stated in the application as the class of motor vehicle for which the applicant proposes to give training. A valid licence means a licence that is not expired, suspended or cancelled, and the licensee is not disqualified by an Australian court from holding or obtaining a driver licence. For the latest information regarding your eligibility, go to the following web address. How many units are there in the qualification? There are 13 core units as shown in the dot points below. You will also need to select one industry elective unit from the list below. Can I do the assignments online? Yes, the theory assignments are completed online. Watto Training does not deliver face-to-face training for the theory. We will supply you with all the learning guides and PowerPoints as well as YouTube training videos to help you work your way through the assignments. Where do I do the practical assessment? Vehicles can be supplied for practical assessment on the north side of Brisbane. Can I do the assessment in the workplace? Watto Training can conduct assessment in the workplace and or in vehicles supplied by the applicant or their employer, but this is assessed and decided upon on a case-by-case basis as the criteria must be met. Please contact Watto Training for more details. Can practical assessment be conducted in regional areas? Watto Training can conduct regional assessments on a case-by-case basis as a criteria must be met. Please contact Watto Training for more details. Does my driving need to be up to standard? Absolutely yes. You are expected to be a competent driver. This is an instructor course, not a refresher driver course. If you can't drive any vehicle to standard, you will be required to pay additional fees to bring your driving up to standard, go away and get more practice, or alternatively, get qualified in a lower class that you are competent in operating. What skills do I need to demonstrate? As a driver and as a trainer, you need to be able to conduct all relevant pre-drive checks. You also need to demonstrate high-level skills as a driver and trainer in operational skills, as outlined below. You also need to demonstrate the skills as a driver and as a trainer regarding hazard recognition and decision-making skills, as outlined below. I have prior experience qualifications. Is this taken into account? It can be taken into account, but it depends on a number of factors such as type and length of experience, qualifications, when completed and relevance to this course, and so on. Watto Training is happy to discuss pathway options for applicants who may already hold knowledge, skills and qualifications from previous or current fields of work. In such cases, the applicant may be eligible for recognition of prior learning. Can I still receive high-level skills if I undertake a Certificate 4 qualification through recognition of prior learning? Yes, the higher level skills will apply to Certificate 4 qualifications completed through recognition of prior learning. Recognition of prior learning is a process that allows the competencies you already possess to be recognised regardless of how you obtain them. These might include skills you picked up on the job or from other life experiences that do not necessarily include formal training. Recognition of prior learning suits people who have industry relevant work skills or experience paid or unpaid work experience, life experience, community work experience. Recognition of prior learning could provide you with full or part qualification and avoid duplication of training. It could be used to identify what training you may need to complete a qualification, or could provide a pathway to higher qualifications for people who may not have access to further training. What is credit transfer? This credit transfer recognises previous formal learning, e.g. university or other qualifications. It uses an assessment of a previous course or subject that an applicant has achieved to determine whether it can be credited to the new course in which the applicant wishes to enrol. If you wish to apply for RPL or credit transfer with Watto Training in relation to your Certificate 4 course, please contact us for the RPL kit. For more information, go to www.wattotraining.com.au, and if you haven't already subscribed to the Watto Training YouTube channel, please consider doing so. Our focus is on providing tips and strategies on what it takes to be a first-class driver trainer.